Can this lighting be any less forgiving? Anyway, let's just jump in and talk about this Balenciaga situation. Everything's already been said, so this isn't going to be too long of a video, but it is the talk of the town in the fashion world right now, so let's talk about it. If you don't know what happened with Balenciaga, I really don't know where you've been the past 5 days, but Balenciaga basically had a couple of campaigns recently that were very controversial. They're very much under fire for the campaigns, one of them being a Balenciaga Objects campaign that featured various gifty sort of items. And they're kind of calling it a holiday campaign because it had these gifty items, but it wasn't really a holiday campaign in my eyes. But it was featuring these various items. One of those items was a teddy bear wearing some suggestive clothing that they had in a photo shoot, also featuring child models. That was one of the photo shoots. Another of the photo shoots was a separate fashion bag, I believe. They were promoting bags. I think they Adidas bags, if I remember correctly. And in that photo shoot, there were documents sprawled out on the desk that had the bag on it. And the documents contained court case information about a real court case about basically child endangerment and, you know, things with children of that sort. So I don't want to go too much in detail just because I don't want this video to get flagged, and it's very easy to look the information up. The photos are still everywhere on all the news sources, so I recommend going and reading news sources rather than listening to me recap it. Anyway, so much has happened since then. I remember the photos got released. It was kind of quiet. I feel like people were like quietly like, this is weird. Why would they do this? And then 4 or 5 days ago, it kind of exploded. A ton of people talked about it. I personally made a couple videos about it. And they immediately like took the photos down, issued a couple of statements, and then nothing again for a few days. And then today or yesterday, Kim Kardashian released a statement about it, considering she is what a lot of people think of when they think of Balenciaga nowadays. She issued a statement, and then Balenciaga issued another statement today. So basically, the gist of what Balenciaga said initially was they immediately said that they were wrong. They immediately took the images down. They said someone on set manipulated the props. They didn't know that this was going to happen. They didn't know about the props that were being used. They shouldn't have used the children. That was their decision. They shouldn't have done it. It was messed up to use models with those objects. So that was kind of the gist of their first apology, kind of. It was an apology. They did apologize. And they basically said that they were going to take legal action against the set production team for manipulating the props and using those props that Balenciaga had no idea about. So, to me and to a lot of other people, that was BS. I mean, I was not on set. I cannot seriously, like 100%, you know, say that this is what happened. They are lying. They had to have known, but how the fuck did they not know? Like, why does this light die every 5 seconds? How did they not know? Like, I just don't understand it. People weren't on set from Balenciaga seeing these things. No detail goes overlooked in a marketing campaign. I don't believe it. I just don't. And I don't think a lot of people do either. I'm gonna kill this light. This light is amazing, but it's dies so quickly, and my camera's about to die too. I'm just gonna use my flashlight on my phone. That is not good. That is awful. Can I use it plugged in? That would be cool. Okay, we're gonna try this. This is awful, but this is what we're working with. Can I like unzoom?
No.
Cool. Wow, this is great. Where was I? I think that was BS. And a lot of people did too. And I think we expected more than we're gonna file a lawsuit. Let's point a finger at someone else. I mean, they did take accountability for the children, but the children on their own was weird, wrong, bizarre, yes, but along with the court, you're telling me both of these child endangerment you know, concepts came up in 2 consecutive campaigns, and that is just completely coincidental. No, I'm not believing that. That's bullshit. So those are the 2 elements of bullshit that they brought out first. And then it was silence. And when I first made my video, I made a video completely about that on TikTok. And then I also made a video kind of saying, I wonder what Kim is going to do. And that is simply because she is basically the face of Balenciaga and has been for years. And the reason I'm kind of defending me saying this and making this video was because I've seen a lot of videos where people have been like, well, why are we, you know, faulting a woman for a man's actions? Why does she have to apologize? It wasn't her doing. She had no control. I agree completely. And I first and foremost think that the people in charge should be removed, as I said in my initial video. I think we should get rid of Demna. I think he should be pushed out. I think it's time. I think there are probably this, you know, chief marketing officer. There's probably quite a few other people that I think could be replaced, you know, because of this. Immediately get rid of them, replace them. That's what I would have liked to see. I'm not even necessarily saying she should apologize. I don't think she necessarily should apologize. She has nothing to apologize for. She didn't do anything. I think she should address it, I think is what I was trying to say. And I think what I did say, but I apologize if it didn't come across that way. I just think you can't be the face of a brand that is, and the mother, in my opinion, the mother of children, and, you know, continue to be the face of the brand participating in these activities while not addressing it. Like that just logically, I don't understand how that could be okay. No one is saying she's at fault, but it's not the first brand that has been very problematic and in hot water that she has been associated with. So I think we just want some, like, you know, something from her, something, because I think she has so many fans. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a fan. So I think it's just like we feel like we want her to say that she doesn't like it, that she's uncomfortable as fans. We don't want her to potentially, you know, go along. So I think that's kind of what I was saying. But again, I don't think I don't think she was at the shoot. I don't think she had any creative control. I believe her when she said in her statement that she was disgusted. Now, in her statement, she did also say that she was going to reevaluate her relationship with the brand and see what they do, you know, to mend the situation. So she didn't come out and say, I am leaving Balenciaga, we're parting ways, which is what a lot of people wanted her to say. I didn't personally expect her to say that, just because, again, like I said in my other video, I don't know the specifics of their contract. I don't know how much she could get sued for I don't know if she could get sued. I don't know anything. So I'm sure there is a contract in place, considering she is probably one of the most famous women in the world, if not the most famous woman in the world, and she has been exclusively wearing Balenciaga and repping their brand name daily for however many years, that they must be paying her so much money for. When there's that much money on the line, there has to be a contract on the table. I just refuse to believe that there isn't. So knowing that there is likely a contract, and also knowing that I know nothing about it, and I don't know anything about legal shit, and I don't know anything about contracts, and I have no experience in that space, I'm not surprised that I wasn't expecting her, honestly, to say I'm moving on, this is the end. Like, I wasn't expecting that. Also, she's just never been one to, like, really take accountability to that extent. So for that also reason, I was not expecting her to do this. But I get why a lot of people were upset. It was a little disappointing. I mean, also, I think the looks with Balenciaga that she's been giving are tired. They're boring. Like, it seems like the perfect time, finally. Let's cut ties. But again, I'm not surprised she didn't. I hope she does what I said in one of my TikToks, where I said I hope that, you know, she kind of slowly fades out, gets the rest of her contract done, whatever that entails, in a more subtle way, not with Balenciaga splattered across, you know, her clothing, just until they figure things out. I think if they would have fired everyone immediately, I would have felt a little differently about that, brought in a whole new team, then maybe I'd be more open to, like, you know, her still being the face of the brand and feeling it out. But knowing that they haven't done any of that, and their, like, follow-up statement today was still very vague. It was like, we're going to donate to children's charities. Okay, which ones? List them out. We need specifics. We're going to do some organizational changes. Okay, what are you going to do? Like, we need specifics. Like, you saying you're going to do organizational changes and then Demna posting that on his Instagram, clearly you're keeping him around for the time being. Like, that's not enough. I thought their statement today was horseshit. I honestly didn't even talk about it on TikTok. I probably will by the time this video gets edited and released. But I thought it was just them trying to, you know, then they opened this crazy lawsuit that makes no sense. It's all just for media, which is shitty. You know, classic Balenciaga, doing literally anything for a headline. I don't like their brand at all. I feel like I've been bored of it for a long time, and this just really left a bad taste in my mouth. I think that they would have been more reactive with firing people. I think a lot of people would have felt better about it. I don't necessarily think the whole brand should be canceled. I think there's probably a lot of innocent people working at that brand. It's a company of probably 1,000 or more employees. You know, that's crazy to say and a brand that's been around, you know, for a very long time, hundreds of years, 100 years, I don't know. But it's a historic brand that shouldn't, in my opinion, be buried because of the shitty actions of a few people in charge. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people disagree, but yeah, so that's kind of what's happened. That's really all there is to say.